Hi, welcome to Guru Grit. My name is Monica and this is a wonderful place for learning. So if I'm wearing green, sitting in green in front of what can probably be described as a babbling brook, and you know it's a Wednesday, and today's topic comes from a very inspired and amazing email that I received yesterday. Long and detailed and beautiful, all things mercurial, and it was about an SP. So this wonderful viewer had written in and said that they found my YouTube channel that same day and they watched the material on SP, and they had a question, or they asked for insight on what to do if you war with your SP and then had driven them away. How do you get them to return to you? So if you'd like to know more, of course you can find me on TikTok. I post frequently there. I'm more active on Instagram now, and you can also message me through there. I have my email up here, and you know, just get in touch if you're curious. This is a place for learning, so for learning for everyone, myself included. Every time I answer something, I learn something more, so it's great. And if you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon. I'm working on establishing tiers, but since I'm just me, everything seems to take 10 times longer, but I get there eventually. So let's say you've met someone wonderful, things are going very, very well for you, then they're not going so well, because that's life and everything is ebb and flow. Life has its dips. I feel, and certainly I think, that once we accept that, it makes life a lot easier for us when we know that we just have to work with times that are great, times that are not so great. But in one of the times that things were not so great, you and your SP have split up. So to get them back, so let's say you're into Neville Goddard and you do revision techniques and you visualize before bed every night when you're in this state, what he calls to be in this state. So the first thing I mentioned was revision. This is what I would do. I would literally revise the day that you broke up with someone, or got broken up with, or you're in the process of breaking up because you don't like how you were spoken to. I would literally revise every day of my life. I think that's just smart and it's easy to do. So let's say you're single, you make $8 an hour, you live with your mom, your dog hates you, your cat scratches at you every chance they get, and they're mean and they pee everywhere, and you can't stand your neighbors, and your friends forget your birthday. Okay? You're not living the life you want to live. Why do you have to wait for someone to come into your life and wait for something to go wrong to revise that situation? Revise now. Every day. Every day when you go to sleep, every day when you wake up, you're making, you know, $80,000 a year instead of $8 an hour. You're living in the place that you like, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, whatever. You have a supportive partner. You have a nice group of friends who are a wonderful support system to you. They're thoughtful, they're considerate, they're kind, whatever. Okay, you have a dog who loves you, and you have a cat that holds its bladder when you're around and doesn't scratch you to spite you, etc. I have to sneeze, excuse me. Maybe that's an omen that, well, it's not an omen. I know my cat's not very nice to anybody, so it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean much. But go forth and revise. So, you go to bed, you revise that whole day. You're married. You live where you want to live, in a different city, different country, doesn't matter. So, same thing for this. Revise the day that you broke up with your SP. Say it was 8 months ago. And you're like, but I've been revising for 8 months. Okay, revise today. Today you didn't hear from them because you're not speaking to each other. Revise the day. You wake up, you check your phone, they say, good morning, handsome, how are you today? I dreamt of you, I can't wait to see your face, I can't wait to call you, call me when you're free, or I'll call you tonight, whatever. At lunch, you didn't hear from them, doesn't matter. As you're revising the day, you get the morning text, you get the lunchtime text, you get the on the way to work text, you get them all, okay? You revise it the way you want it to be. If you live alone, and they're in another country, it doesn't matter. You revise the day. They come home to you. You come home to them. You're on the way home. You can't wait to see their face. They're on their way home. They can't wait to see you. You eat dinner together. You read side by side. You watch the same shows, okay? So that's the first thing. It's simple. It takes a few seconds. Very, very effective. Secondly is to assert the thought. So never take action and just being really willful. You know, Dr. Joseph Murphy also stresses that a lot. You don't have to use your willpower. You don't have to exert or assert. You simply allow. So just by, you know, being faithful to the scene, as Neville Goddard says. So you've imagined a scene where you're together, stay faithful to that scene. So let's assume that you wanted to be married to each other. I would not visualize the wedding day unless it was after the ceremony. So you may kiss the bride, because too much can go wrong between getting ready and the actual vows are said. So just go from here. If this is where you want to be, cross that threshold. You're at the celebration, you're at the dinner, your in-laws are greeting you, your parents are kissing you and hugging you, and everyone's happy. The vows have been said, the whole thing is set. Okay, perfect, okay? Or it's the wedding night, you're partying, you're dancing, you're hanging with your friends, you're taking photos, whatever. You're set off for your honeymoon, whatever. Okay, that's the third thing. So stay faithful to that scene, don't assert anything. And finally, I want to mention something else. Sometimes when people split up, their need for closure is so strong that it dominates the possibility of that person coming back to you. And so many people don't even know that they're doing it. And I'm speaking from experience, because I would always think, but why? How could someone change? Why would they do that to me? Why? And then like a year later, when you stop caring, and maybe you run into them or your friends again, you realize they were literally, you know, at the same place at the same time as you, in the next room or on another floor of the bar, or they got there a day after you, but you never crossed paths because vibrationally you were still stuck in the vibration of the breakup instead of the vibration of being in a relationship. So these two things are really incompatible. If you want your SP back and you are creating a new reality, you cannot any longer afford to be wondering about the past. You have to let it go. You must let it go. Why they changed, why they left, why this, what happened in the meantime, who are they with? You just can't linger there. You create your reality, and you do. So if you are staying faithful to the dominant scene and vibration that you are now with this person over here, every time you think back here to, but why did they do that on September 16th, 2018? It's like, you go back there and you cannot move forward with this imaginal act that you've now created. So I'll give you the example. The subconscious mind is very, very, very receptive and moldable. So Joseph Murphy gives the example that it's like this. If you get into a taxi, you tell the cab driver you're going to the airport, and he sets off to drive you, and then 10 minutes later you say, but I forgot my passport. Go back to the house. Then you say, wait, go to the laundromat. Hold on, go to the bank. Hold on. Eventually, he's going to take you to the police station. He's going to realize that you're mad. You're completely insane because you can't make up your mind. And there's not enough momentum for you to actually get to any destination. You don't make it to the airport. You don't make it back to your house. You don't make it to the laundromat. You don't make it to the bank. You don't make it to the restaurant. You just end up getting, arrested. We'll call it arrested development because you don't actually get anywhere. He says this is what people do with their subconscious unknowingly all of the time. They say, I want money. Okay, I've done the work. I'm going to get money. I believe it. And then every time they go about their day, they say, I really want this coffee. I can't afford $2. Or I want to take a vacation. I can't afford that. I really want those shoes, but I'm going to get cheaper ones because I can't afford that. All right. I'm not arguing with that. But the fact that you think those thoughts is disempowering, and you're scrambling your subconscious. You're telling it you want this, but for XYZ reasons, you cannot have it, or you do not deserve it, or you are not worthy. You've never seen someone else do it. You don't believe in the example. And it's just going boing, 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 and it never settles on anything. But because this old reality is so much more dominant, it will hover around there. So you'll get little glimpses and peaks of maybe your coworker wins the lottery. You're like, oh, it can happen, it's possible. Or someone gets impulse married in your life. You're like, hey, people can spontaneously fall in love and, move or do whatever, but not me. So it's time to just pick one. Pick something and commit. So if you want that person back, commit to the scene, the imaginal act that you were together. Anytime you spent apart, irrelevant. It doesn't matter because space and time doesn't exist anyway. They don't matter. Vibration goes everywhere. And you're emitting the vibration that this is all that matters because it's here and now. The thing that you desire. So you cannot afford to look back. and ask them, okay, I want you back, but can you tell me why you did those things? Can you tell me why you changed your mind? What did I do? No. You are perfect in the here and now. You're married to them, you're living together, you're expecting your 4th child. You're the perfect partner. You're the perfect partner. Okay, you're considerate of one another. Everything is excellent. So, go forth and commit to the thing that you desire. You believe you will fix the problem by finding out what went wrong. But in fact, you just make another problem to be fixed and you delay the manifestation. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for writing in. If you have any questions as well, and thank you for your feedback in the YouTube comments. I will make playlists and do everything that you ask for. I do my best, and I've been slammed with reading, so they're always a priority. And yeah, I'm gonna do my best to get those down so I can focus on other things. But I will do some things coming up quite shortly on Medium and more on YouTube, a planetary series for those interested in astrology. And I'm going to go talk more about astrology and free will. Very, very important to understand that as well. So thank you so much for being here. You can find me on Patreon, medium.com, TikTok. You know, I don't even know anymore. Instagram. I'll probably start taking over social media on other planets one of these days. But thank you so much for being here and writing in, and I'll see you next time. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.